there are things that we do within the limits of our culture or our religion. However, it's good to see that bosses now think that leadership is more important instead of just being I am the boss. See? Okay, the next question. This one is, it's like a counseling session. What is the best way to deal with a team member who is intelligent and skillful, but always poisoning the minds of others, the team members, causing misunderstanding and creating different groups fighting each other? Wow, this one. Wow. Let's give Charles this one. He might have had many teams.
Yes, actually, this has happened before. So it depends on how you intend to have a solution to this problem. So sometimes people will say we should do mentoring session to this particular intelligent and skillful team member. Actually, I would think it really depends on the situation on the ground. If you already start to have all these teams in very, very bad and negative situation, whereby one by one they are leaving the organization, I think we need to put a stop to this. Intelligent or skillful member of the team, if it becomes a poison, then we need to make sure no one else get poisoned. So to me, I would actually be managing this person either to a different role or out of the organization versus sacrificing everyone else and all the other team members. Again, please understand that if the person, this intelligent, skillful person, you are close to him or her and you have the trust of him or her, actually, it is still possible to find out the reason why he or she is doing it. Because sometimes the person is doing it because he has a certain reason. Maybe if you found out the reason and you solve that reason, this person, instead of becoming a poison, will now be a motivator to the team, right? So it really depends on both situation and how you actually handle it based on the company and the person and the teams. Yeah. Back to you, Hasrul.
Yeah, because if he's already skillful, he's already a senior, he has that type of influence, maybe he could channel that influence to a different team, a different project that could be beneficial. Exactly. So let me just check. Okay, we've only received a few feedback forms. We like to get more feedback forms from you. Make sure that you check on the chat box there, and go to that link and come back to us. We like to listen to you. We like to listen about what else we can do better for you. Maybe just put in there maybe some additional questions later on, maybe offline if possible. We'll be able to tackle them. Or maybe, okay, it's good for us to improve in our future. Or maybe you want to contact us, just look for our names and get the contact person from the email. Okay, but preferably we like to get some feedback through the feedback form. Or this is a part of the measurable part. We can measure. We can actually have a little bit of accountability. You can check traceability of who is saying what and where we can gauge whether it's only people like Toastmasters, like Winnie said, when she put up something about Toastmasters, only people about Toastmasters will be replying. Non-Toastmasters that, yes, you too can give feedback to us for us to improve better. So thank you. Okay, we are almost at the end of our session. We're expected to finish at 9 p.m. Oh, thank you to both Charles and Winnie for your answers to the questions for our live audience. Thank you to our audience who are still here. We almost have about 120 people. Any final words from Charles and Winnie to the audience?
Okay, probably, yeah. Okay. there's a proverb says that in Chinese word we call 失败是成功之母. It can be translated into failure is the mother of success. Where you fail at something, you actually one step closer in finding a way to succeed. So never be ashamed of fail and never stay back for not influence people. So what our life would be if we don't have take charge or influence people, that will not help us. And with that, I would love to encourage everyone, take charge and start to be influenced.
Okay, Charles?
I think of two things to share with everyone. First of all, leadership, in my opinion, is not born. Leadership is built throughout the years. And then the other often mentioned sentence is leadership an art or a science? Leadership is both art and science, because in order for you to understand someone, you need to understand it from the heart. Emotion affects 70% of all the decisions we make. You need to understand from the heart. However, in order to influence very well, you need to also influence the rational part, which is the science part. Finding the pain and the gain is both finding the emotional need as well as the rational need as well. So leadership is not born, it can be learned, and in organizations like Toastmasters is a good place to do that. And secondly, leadership is both art and science, because it deals with emotion and it deals with your rational thoughts as well. Back to you, Hasrul.
Thank you, Charles. Yeah, I wouldn't say Toastmasters is a good place to learn leadership. I think it's a great place to learn leadership. It's a wonderful place to learn leadership. I wish I got to know about Toastmasters when I started working. Every company, every corporation should have a Toastmasters club to build their future leaders in their company. And then we'll have better politicians in the future. So I love what Winnie said. Okay, we're all human. I don't like to sugarcoat things. We have to accept failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the learning process of success. It's a stepping stone towards success. So take calculated risk. Don't be afraid to fail. Fail more, but get up even more. More times to get up instead of the many times that you fall. Okay, before we hand up, let's give a little bit of a promotion of the upcoming final skill up session that's going to be happening next week. So next week, let's get the banner up. Okay, so next week is going to be the 5 steps on giving productive feedback, moderated by Kim Chow with panelists C.Y. Chung and Hasrul, with a closing speech of the Skill Up Communication series by our very own District 51 Director, Carmen Du. For those who have already registered, you do not have to re-register. The wonderful team behind the scenes will be sending you a reminder email, just like this one for the session. Okay, 1 day before and 1 hour before the event starts. But feel free to share with your friends and family should they want to join in. Registration is still at skillupseries.com. Get them to fill up their details, and then hope to see you next week. Okay, with that, thank you again to the panelists, Charles Tan and Winnie Leong. It was great to have both of you and your valuable inputs. Thank you to all the attendees today, those who threw up their questions, and last but not least, the team behind the scenes handling the emails, the broadcast, the PR, the Zoom master, the Facebook manager, the chatbot managers, and all those for your support. We here are Toastmasters International District 51. Join us again in the future. Keep in touch. With that said, stay safe, everyone. From me, Hasrul, Andry, and the whole Skill Up Communications team, goodbye and good night. Bye.
Take care. Stay safe.
Bye. Stay safe.